Hi guys, Mr. Corzine here. I thought I'd record a quick video, walk you through a couple of these problems, and that can help get you started. I'm expecting that in class today you're going to finish up this side of the worksheet as well as the other side. I'm going to record another video for the other side, but this is your in-class work, and for your homework, you will end up working on the 7.3. Digits assignment if you haven't gotten that done. So that's digits 7-3. That's going to be your homework. Okay, so as far as your in-class work, we're working on some of these functions here. So here is your function, your rule that you're going to follow in order to complete this table. That table is going to generate some ordered pairs, and you're going to be able to put those onto the graph. We've practiced this before. You're just getting some more practice here in class today. So y equals 2x plus 1. What we want to do is we want to make some room for you to do some calculations. So we'll have x and we'll have y, and then we're going to put in all of our x values: -3, -2, 0, 1, and 2. I've cleared out the middle of this worksheet so that you guys would have a little extra space to work. You didn't have to use a separate sheet of paper. So I'd like for you to use this space right here to calculate these numbers instead of trying to do them in your head. If you try and do them in your head, you'll get some of them right and you'll get some of them wrong. So let's use the space available to us. The relationship is going to be 2x plus 1 will give us our output or our y value. So let's plug this in. I'm going to have, instead of 2 times x, I'm going to use 2 times a -3, and then I'll add 1. 2 times a -3 is a -6, but then when I add 1, it actually makes a -5. Now, I take that point to negative, or -2, -5, -3, -5, I'm sorry, and it gives me an ordered pair. Let me fill this in right here. So this is an ordered pair for me that I can now put onto the graph. I go over a -3 and down to -5, and there's my first point. And we can do this again for when the input is -2. So 2 times a -2 plus 1. It's the same rule. So that's 2 times a -2 is a -4, plus 1 makes a -3. All right, so now my new ordered pair is a -2, -3. I will transfer this information down here onto the graph. I go over to -2, down to -3. There's my second point. If we keep going, when x is 0, then I'll do 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 is 0. When I add 1, that makes 1. My new ordered pair to work with on the graph is 0, 1. So I go to 0 on the x-axis. So here I am. And then I go up 1. Now, hopefully these points are lining up. They seem to be all aligned in a nice straight line. So I'll keep going. If I ever find that one of my points gets off a little bit or the line's going zigzag, I might want to double check to make sure that I've calculated everything correctly. Okay, so that's just a hint to help you stay on track as you do these problems. There will be some miscalculations, but you should be able to tell. I shouldn't see anybody come back and have a line that looks all like crazy like this without ever checking your work. That's no good. So I'll get rid of that real quick. Get rid of my crazy line. Let's go back here. And here we go. Let's do a different color. That'll be nice, right? Do a little green action here. Okay, now we have our input of 1. I'm sorry. I start with 2 times 1. I add 1, and that gives me 3. And then I'll plug in my last one. 2 times 2 plus 1 gives me 5. So I have 1, 3, and 2, 5. I'm going to put on my graph. I go over 1, up 3, over 2, up 5. And then when I connect all of those dots, I get a nice straight line. So here I have my rule. I have my table. From that table, I made my ordered pairs, and now I've completed the graph. Those are the 4 ways to represent a function, and we just did all of them. Please do not forget to show your work over here and help yourself out in doing your calculations correctly. All right, so as I scroll down, there are going to be several other problems where you're doing the same thing. You're plugging in, you're solving, you're using this middle portion here to set up your tables and make your ordered pairs and put them onto the graph. But when we get down to the bottom, it's going to be a little bit different. Here, they have not given us the function. We have to find that out. But what they have given us is a completed table, which should provide some ordered pairs and will allow us to draw this on the graph. So let's start with my first set of ordered pairs, -3, -4. I'm going to write it over here. So it's -3, -4. That means I'm going to go over 3, down 4. This is my first point. My next point is -2, -2. So I go backwards 2 and down 2 here. -1, 0. So that means I just stay after I go over -1. Then I have 0, +2. And then 1, 4. When I draw this all here, I get a nice straight line. What I don't know is, I still don't know what my function is. So I would like, just like I showed you in class already yesterday, I'd like for you to put in your x and your y, and here is where you're going to find your rule. We're going to figure this out in the middle. So let me put in a few points. I'm going to put in -1, 0, and 1. We'll start with that. When x is -1, then y is 0. When x is 0, then y is 2. And when x is 1, then y is 4. I want to find a rule that works. Now, the big thing for me is I'm going to try and make it as easy on myself as possible. So I'm going to look for a hint. Let's look at if we can find a hint. Let me see if I can change colors again. All right. Well, it's not letting me change colors anymore. So when I go from 0 to 2 and then 2 to 4, and if I kept going, it looks like every time these numbers would be going up by 3. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see that pattern. That's not going up by 3. It's going up by 2. All right. There we go. From 0 to 2 to 4, it goes up by 2 every time. If I see that clue, let's try this one more time. If I see that clue happening and it's a pattern going down here, well, then I know I'm going to take and I'm going to multiply times 2. That's at least going to be part of my rule. So if I have a -1 times 2, that gives me a -2. But it doesn't equal 0 yet. What do I still need to do to make this equal 0? I could add or subtract something possibly. 1 times 2 is -2, and then if I add 2, it will give me 0. Well, I'd say that's a good theory, it's a good idea, but I won't know if it actually works until I've tried it out a few more times. So let's try 0 times 2 plus 2. 0 times 2 is 0, and if I add 2, does that make 2? Yes, it does. So far so good. This rule is holding up. Let's do one more. 1 times 2 plus 2. Well, if I do 1 times 2, I get 2. If I add 2 more, it gives me 4. So I'm pretty confident in my rule, but I might not be confident in actually writing the equation. So just like I showed you yesterday, I'm going to put in my x and my y back in instead of using regular numbers. And here we go. I'm going to take, instead of -1 or 0 or 1 and multiplying it times 2, I'm going to take x and multiply it times 2. After that, I add 2, and that should give me y. And there is my equation. We usually like to flip this around so that y goes first. But then it's just a matter of rewriting this so that it looks nice. It's going to be x times 2 or 2 times x. They mean the same thing. Plus 2. There is my rule. So I can take that and put it in right here. Y equals 2x 2. Okay, guys. That's all I'm going to help you with here. You're going to have to do the rest of the problems on your own. Get some help from Mrs. Allen, and if she allows you, get some help from your neighbors around you so that you can complete all of these before the end of class today. All right, I hope to see you guys again real soon, okay? Have a good day.